Alright, here goes. Beginning of the restoration of the Chris Craft Scorpion. I'm sure there's a few of these out there. Hopefully, I'll get this one back in the water here before too long. It's March 2nd, 2017. I've already pulled the old gimbal housing out. Left a little hole in the back. Got a little bit of wood rod in the transom. I got my Tyvek and my respirator. I got the new engine going together there, and the old engine in a bag underneath the cooker with new heads on it. The outdrive, which is relatively new, even though it looks pretty grody from having a crummy paint job, and a used but good gimbal housing with original paint. Luckily, a couple scratches, but it's all complete. So my trim and tilt pump can use a paint job, and yeah, so next course of action is going to be to remove the fuel tank. 30-year-old boat, fuel tank started leaking. Aluminum fuel tank. And kind of see how they bedded it in the expandifoam, maybe. So it's going to be a lot of fun getting this thing out. I got a little bit of wood rot. You can see where they secured the deck to the stringers. They're all kind of popped loose. I have no idea. That one looks like it's broken or rusted. But every little circle I did with chalk is a screw or a nail, I guess. And these little chalk marks are for a stringer or a bow that goes across. And there's one here at the back, and there's another one up there at the front. So I'm going to take the circular saw and I'm going to cut a little hole out and see if we can't figure out a way to get this thing out of here, and I'll take it down and have a new tank made, hopefully. But yeah, there's aluminum on my engine rails, so I don't know. Oh, I just don't know. The transom I'm going to have to do something with. I've got some definite deterioration. And I don't know if this shows up, but this is actually depressed in where the corrosion came around inside and built up and just pushed all that in. That side doesn't look so bad at all. Beginnings, yeah, beginnings. I don't know if that shows up, but there's some kind of little patch job, or they did something, tried to fill in maybe, because the drain hole is so high. I don't know. Who knows? But there's obviously been a repair job done here on the rear deck, from about here to here, across, back, and it looks like into here. Yeah, that makes sense. So this has been replaced at some point. And I don't know. But I'm going to try and cut this out and get it started, hopefully. Anybody got any suggestions, feel free to let me know what you think. If you've been there, done that, let me know. Advice is always welcome. I've never done anything like this before, so it'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting. Started out as just replacing the cylinder heads, and did that and found out that the motor had always been cooled with seawater without a heat exchanger, and the rust scale had filled up inside the water jackets between the cylinder heads, or the cylinders, and wasn't letting them cool, so could never seem to come off a plane without overheating or having the temperature sensor spike. But found that out after I took the motor out and put it on the little rotisserie and rolled it upside down, and all the rust scale came out. So I haven't figured out what I'm going to do. I'm going to drill some holes and see how bad that is. Obviously it's pretty bad, but maybe I don't have to replace the whole transom. Those little bolt holes there that holds the ski platform or the swim platform are pretty solid looking. So it looks like all my problems are just centered right there where the seal on the gimbal housing was failing, and it let water seep in. They just painted it. It doesn't look like it was epoxied or fiberglass. It was just painted gray from the factory, maybe, or when they painted all this and poured paint down there to try and fill up that little. It just doesn't show up really. I think that's called the Garber drain or something. Anyway, the drain hole is about 2 inches above where it should be, I think. So it always leaves a puddle of water in here that you have to sponge out, even after it rains. Kind of weird with this little ledge here that doesn't drain. The water fills up and then drains over right on top of your motor. We shall see. I'll get back after I cut the cockpit deck out and see what the fuel tank looks like. So stand by. The cockpit deck has been cut out, and there it is. I just cut the whole piece out. It's actually 3 sections, but well, the last little bit there is from something that was done, and the upper 2 are from original, I think. This is original wood in here. And they had some kind of piece of wood here in the back for a spacer, maybe, that rotted out, apparently. Okay, that explains a little bit. That stringer's looking pretty clapped out. Well, the fiberglass looks a little sketchy, but the wood, there's a paint stir stick in there. Or what was left of one. Oh, that's just bad. Oh God, that's just awful. Dust. Okay. That's gone. But I don't think that's structural. This is, well, that's okay, so that whole bulkhead's gone. I don't know if the light's gonna be back in there. Cockpit deck, I mean, you can see where I've cut it. To me, it looks clean, in spite of the fact that, I mean, even these 2x4s are nice and clean and shiny, look brand new, I think. Luckily, I totally missed cutting all that. My pipes didn't even come close. I used those 2 guys. Perfect. And so I guess chainsaw the foam out and pull that son of a gun out of there. I don't know how to get these things out just yet. I think it looks like there might be a couple of nails or something holding that one in. that nail's gone down and holding this one in. I have to get ornery with it, I suppose. Alright, so stand by. More to come. Okay, got those things pried out. They were, I'm pretty sure they were in there with nails. Oddly, I got closer to that side of the stringer. Oh, the door's not centered. Duh, okay. Well, that makes sense. I'm 2 inches from the stringer there, and wow, I'm right up against it here, aren't I? So, to get this thing out, I may have to cut that just a little further so I can get a chainsaw. It's going to be close. I really don't want to be chainsawing right up on the metal. This side I got plenty of room. Interesting. Well, that makes sense why I was thinking I was hitting the bulkhead there, because I was hitting the foam where the holes were when I was measuring. And this side I was hitting the bulkhead because the foam didn't spew up as much. But I just took this little piece of wood here and my crowbar and popped them out. There's a couple of nails. Those 2 nails on that side were holding that one in. It was kind of bedded into the foam. They really just kind of popped out. These boards, actually, look, they were painted. That's why they're in such good shape. They were painted. I think the cockpit deck was just varnished. It wasn't actually fiberglass. The fiberglass was from the little repair job that they did or something, because you can see this is, whoops, there it is. That's the fiberglass, but this isn't fiberglass. This is, I mean, maybe it was epoxy. It really, truly just looks like it was varnished. Maybe it was just brushed with epoxy, coated to seal it. I mean, it's in good shape. Alright, stay tuned. Well, I realized after chucking the reciprocating saw out there that it's just not gonna go. And the reason is there's no way it would fit down in there. So I'm gonna just saw this along. At least this way I'm not gonna damage anything. Hopefully I can cut the sides away and I can feel when I go down to the hull. So hopefully I don't damage the hull. I'm glad it's only a 70-gallon tank. I got a little bit more work to do. Stand by. Be right back. Had to get a little shot of this up here at the bow part in the front of the tank. There we go. Oh my goodness. That's tight. Just hope it doesn't pull the hole apart when I pluck it out of there, because there's no way to get to the bottom of it that I can think of. Shoot, you know what? You can see if this stuff reacts with gasoline. Got the old fuel tank out. That's the bottom of it. Probably see it had some leakage going on. Pretty nasty. Top. I have no idea. I think that's a tube to drain out from the inside the cabin. So I still got a little bit of foam to scrape out, and got almost a bag of foam there. It actually came out fairly easy. I didn't have to go and pull it out underneath the tree. I just got the foam out from that side after I sawed it, and rocked it with the little piece of wood. Just kind of popped it. It popped loose. It just popped right loose. No problemo.